Hello, Eastwood kids. It's Pastor Jeff, and I wanted to welcome you to another Eastwood KidsVids. I got something special I want to show you today, a trick that you will be able to use to amaze your friends and family. Now, for this trick, you're going to need a few things. I use a pencil, and you're going to need a note card, something a little heavier than regular paper. It could be even some junk mail that your parents got that you don't need anymore. And then you need 2 coins, one a quarter, that's the 25-cent piece, and then the tiniest one, a dime. But if you want, you can use a penny or even a nickel. I have a nickel here, I just can't pick it up. There it is, a nickel. Nickels are worth 5 cents, right? All right. And pennies, they're only worth 1. So you might even just use a penny and a nickel. You could do it with that. You start by saying, I bet you that I can cut a hole in this card that's the same size as a dime and yet fit a quarter through it. Now you would think that's impossible. I've already cut a dime-sized hole in this card, and I can look through the hole at you. And here is a dime. And if you look down at the table, yep, that's just about exactly the same size as a dime. I can set it in the hole, and I can pick it up, and it's still there. But if I take a quarter and I put the quarter there, well, there's just no way that a quarter is going to fit through this hole. A quarter's too big. It won't go through, right? Maybe. Maybe not. If I take and fold it where the hole is so that it's got a little half circle there, and I set the quarter inside there, you can see how a quarter's kind of pushing through. And then if I take the edges where it's folded and bend it up and bend it up and bend it, the quarter falls through. What happens as you bend it up is that circle becomes a straight line. And when it becomes a straight line, all of a sudden, it's now wide enough that the quarter can fall through. Now, if you're a big math fan, adding, multiplying, subtracting, dividing, there's a science in math that studies stuff like this. It's called topology. And they talk about how, in this case, what we're doing is we're taking the circumference of a dime and we're stretching it out into a line which is longer than the quarter, and that's why the quarter falls through. Now, this trick may or may not amaze your friends and family. I think it's a pretty neat trick. Now, my friends, let me show you how we did this trick. Okay? So you can see this is what our finished card will look like. First, we're going to take our dime and we're going to set it on the card. And then we're going to put our finger on it so it doesn't wiggle when we try and trace it. And we're going to take our pencil. And we're just going to draw a line all the way around. And we just want to make sure the line goes all the way around so that when we remove it, we can see a circle here. Now, to cut it out, helps to have smaller scissors. I've got really big scissors, but I think these will give you an idea. What you need to do is kind of fold it a little bit so that it's roughly folded in half. And then I just make a little snip with the very edge. And then we unfold it and we put the end of our scissors through that little hole that we cut and then cut it out to the very edge. And then, being really careful, we cut our hole out of the piece of paper. Now, you can see how awkward my hands look doing this, and I got a little boo-boo on my thumb. But I bet you guys are a whole lot better at using scissors than I am. Look at this. I'm leaving such a mess. Yeah, I bet you guys are much better at using scissors than this. You'll have to show me your scissor skills. This hole isn't nearly as nice as the last one I did, but it'll work. So we'll put that paper there. Now you can see here, again, our dime, it's about that size. So it's really easy to get the dime to fall through. What about a penny? Well, the penny, when we pick the paper up, it stays. We can shake it around, we can push it. But with the penny, again, if we fold it in half and then bend it up a little bit, it falls right through. How about a nickel? Same thing, bend it in half and begin to fold the two ends together, it falls right through. And then lastly, our quarter. Again, way too big to fit straight through the hole. But if we take it like this, bend it together, you might have to push a little bit with your finger. Right through, and you can see it didn't tear this out, making it any bigger than the dimension of our dime. So, I hope you enjoy this opportunity to amaze your friends and family. The important lesson here is there are things that we do all the time that amaze us. Tricks that we show people and they think it's magic and they go, oh wow, that's amazing. But here's the thing. God does amazing things all the time. And when we're smart, we call these amazing things miracles. Because we recognize that God has done something beyond the scope of what's normally happening in the world. Sometimes we pray for people who are very sick and they get better. And that's a miracle, and that's amazing. And sometimes it's as simple as like this spring, looking out and seeing these tiny little bitty seeds that grow into giant trees. Those great big oak trees outside were once little bitty acorns. So, I want to encourage you, take a little bit of time and look at all the amazing things that God has done. And be amazed, just like you're going to amaze other people with this trick, okay? You have yourself a great week, Eastwood kids. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care.